This is Novel Spirits.
All right, here we go, guys.
Hey, music
Yeah.
to my ears.
Yep. Now, remember, 5 seconds so I can non-edit the intro into it, and then we can get started. But welcome, guys. Welcome back to Novel Spirits, where if it can be read, it can be done so. A fancy spirit at hand. I am Michael Lopez. With me today, I have... Don't rush to it.
Jared
I'm
Higgins.
Jacob. I'm Jacob.
And today we are going to do something very special to y'all. For y'all. Oh, man, we're starting strong already. No, we're doing something very special for y'all, and we are going to do our review, our very first non-paperback medium, a video game today called Dispatch, which has been trending on quite a few platforms and fairly popular because of, I guess, a few narrative items that we're going to be discussing and just overall gameplay. It's not exactly a visual novel, but it's close enough for us to have to be able to read and go through it. So we're going to bring that to you guys today.
Yeah, it's
So,
got like chapters or something like that. It's close enough.
yeah, I think it counts.
It kind of crosses the bridge between what we do and what games are.
I had my subtitles on, so that's basically
Exactly.
counts.
See, so technically it all counts. And the studio, books, comics, and games, we have to include something. And then we promised you it wouldn't all be books. So here we are, keeping our promise. Almost a year into it. But anyway, yeah. So guys, welcome. Today is going to be a real treat. Before we get started, as always, how are we doing today?
I'm doing really good. It's been a good relaxing weekend so far.
Yeah.
I took a nap right before we started.
Dude, that's glorious. Yeah.
I wish I took a nap. As Michael said, I have bags under my eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not so noticeable now, but when we were doing our pre-setup, you kind of looked like there was like a Twilight filter going on, and then we changed from like 4K to 1080p or whatever, and now you look normal.
The lower quality hides some of the bad features.
Yeah, but maybe it's because you got too much rest or something like that. Didn't you go on a cruise recently?
Yeah, I got back from a cruise not too long ago. You know, we got chased by the winter storm, and so it was a very rocky experience, but I was drunk the whole time, so what does it matter?
So yeah, it's just rest, overall rest. Yeah. I'm over here battling, I don't know what it is, but I'm losing my voice. So if at any point throughout the episode you guys kind of hear me kind of chirp a little bit, I'm sorry. I'm over here juggling, elderberry tea and then now my drink for tonight. So it's a perfect combo.
Have you ever tried the like heating up whiskey and putting honey in it? And anytime I get sick, my grandma always tells me, like, just take some whiskey, put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds, and then put some honey in it, and it'll make you feel better. And I never believed her, but it kind of does make you feel better, at least just from like the alcohol,
Jacob,
starting to kick in.
I just want to say that whiskey without the honey will probably make you feel better.
But the honey soothes your throat.
Yeah, and but it actually tastes good for once.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've heard of the honey in the tea to make you feel better, but not honey in the whiskey. I'll give that a try. I will try it. Yeah. So especially since I have so much of it right now. So what do you got there?
Did you crack open that barrel or what? Not barrel, but that thing I gave you. For Christmas?
That's what I got drunk on last episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And I'm about to do it again.
Some Evan Williams bourbon.
Nice. Okay. So that's
Mixed
something that we can link into
with,
description.
Wild cherry Pepsi.
Okay, that's blasphemy right there, but I'll take it.
Since we're spoiling the drinks, I had some rum and Pepsi Zero.
Blasphemous. I got, again, my wild turkey. So,
and before we started, I was eating dinner with my wife, and I had 2 mules with rum instead of vodka.
Yeah, I should mention that too. At lunch today, I had a 16-ounce double IPA and a gin Collins. I'm counting.
Are we competing? Like, what's going on right now?
No, I'm counting that.
Me and Higgins came prepared. Michael, you still think you're slacking.
I'm just going to count that towards my my rating later on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Spread my drinking throughout the day today instead of just right at the recording time.
Okay. I'm not as prepared as I usually am today. I mean, I shared a beer with my wife tonight. Warsteiner, you know,
There you
but I guess I'm starting fresh here, and I guess I got to catch up because I'm not going to ruin my rating, but you know, like I got to catch up.
If you played the game, you probably know what rating we're probably all going to give it.
And it's going to be fun because each of our rating is going to be based on each of our individual experiences. It's not like there's going to be, you know, one taste for all this. So
I'm
if you're
assuming we all
listening-
had something different happen to us. So
I hope so. That's what makes it interesting. I have a feeling that we are because one of the things that I was going to mention is we were supposed to have Snoop on, you know, surprise guest star for us, but Mr. Newman stole him away. And for those of you who are long-term listeners, Mr. Newman has had a few shout-outs. So here's a shout-out to him and Snoop.
shout out Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
Shout out Snoop.
But Snoop was supposed to be with us, and he played, and he already sent me his results, and they're already different from mine. So it's gonna be very exciting to talk about those and see what we all did. And then I guess before we begin on the actual story, just one final shout out. Thank you, Aaron, for letting me record tonight. The true boss of the studio. You know, I haven't given her a shout out for a while, but I just want to, tell her that we appreciate her, and it wouldn't be possible without her. Likewise for all the ladies.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah. So
my wife is asleep upstairs, and she doesn't listen to the podcast. So,
got her
with love. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Dispatch. So, how do we start? Jacob, I think that you originally recommended this shortly after the first genre of the battles, or battle of genres. Why don't you start by telling us what Dispatch is, what's about?
All right. So I'm going to do my best. Dispatch is a, narrative driven game. A lot of a lot of dialogue, a lot of animated scenes and cut scenes and stuff. And it's just it's a superhero story game, but it doesn't play out like, a lot of other superhero stories. So, your main character, you start off as a superhero. You're a big guy in a robot suit, and
Mecha Man.
Mecha Man. And you end up, and we'll get into all the episodes, but you end up dispatching for a superhero company. And so your main role is to send out the right hero to the right call when something happens. So and a lot of things unravel as you go through the story that we'll get to, but that's the main core of the game. Is you're playing as a dispatcher, like a 911 dispatcher or something, who is just trying to pick the right person to send to the call.
Exactly.
But with a little twist on it that you're dispatching ex-convict superheroes.
Yeah.
Your
big
team,
part I missed.
Your team's all former supervillains, so they're a bit of a handful.
Exactly. Yeah. So you go from being the main villain, the main superhero. Something happens that takes you out of the equation. You go into your support role, but your support role is for a special program that's turning supervillains to superheroes. So
Project Phoenix.
Yeah, kind of a Suicide Squad type of group of guys.
Yeah,
and gals.
Jinx. But no, it's a very interesting story, and I think I mentioned this I guess last episode or the few episodes back. I've watched a lot of people play this, and if you're kind of like me where you don't really have a lot of time and you just kind of turn on the stream and you just watch people go through it, it's a completely different experience playing it. So do take the time to get it, go through everything. Like Jacob said, it's not exactly a visual novel, but it does have visual novel elements.
Yeah,
and if you like
I don't
anime,
like visual novels.
Yeah.
normally. I don't like visual novels, but I loved this game.
This
Yeah.
is like an interactive TV show, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's closer to like a Telltale, you know, like the Walking Dead games and
yes,
stuff.
there we
It's
go.
closer
Okay.
to that.
Yeah. It's that's actually a very good reference right there. One of the Telltale games, like the Walking Dead ones or whatnot.
Yeah.
It has a lot more of an anime feel to it though, as compared to the Walking Dead. And for the record, I mean, I love visual novels, but that's whatever, preference for everybody. But yeah, I mean, please, if you haven't gotten it, get it, and I guess let us know what you guys think. Let
Yeah, I
us know
think
about
it's
your
only
choices.
like, I think I got it for like $30, but I think at
Yeah.
most it's 40. It's well
I'm
worth
pretty sure.
the $40.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. It's regularly on Steam sales too, so take advantage of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, I fell in love with it instantly. I found myself binge playing it. So it's total of 8 chapters. Each chapter's about an hour, and then I would sit for 2-3 hours and just go through it.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not a AAA studio.
yeah.
Definitely support them. Like, buy the game. It's worth your money, in my opinion.
And if you guys are D&D fans, it's a collaboration with Critical Roles. Not only was the story we keep amping it on, and it's probably kind of a little spoiler for our reviews here, but not only is the story good, but the voice acting is on point. So that's all they do over there. So
yeah, speaking of voice acting, some really, if you're like me, you watch a lot of YouTube. One of the characters, Sonar, is Moist Critical. Another character is Jacksepticeye. His name's Punch Up. So there's other people, but those are the 2 big ones that I know.
fairly certain that Shroud was Matthew Mercer too, right? Pretty sure I saw that on the credits. Yeah, there's a few members there scattered throughout. Yeah, no. So we're praising this game, and we're not even 12 minutes in, but let's go ahead and jump back in. So you start off as Mecha Man. You get a taste for a lot of quick action events in episode 1, or in chapter 1. And I guess I'm curious to ask, because we all played differently. Some of us played on computers, some of us played on Steam Deck. How did you guys fare?
I did pretty good. I thought it was pretty easy.
Yeah, Higgins, you?
Are you talking about the dispatching specifically?
No, the quick time events. So like when you're fighting and it told you to press A or do the RT.
I mean, I did all right. I definitely missed a couple of the slides and the clicks, and every now and again I felt like it was like I'd make it like an inch down the little sliding thing, or like a half an inch away from the thing, and I was like, I think I did that, but they said I didn't. But it just made the fight go a little bit different. Like,
yeah, it definitely took me like 2 or 3 to get in, and then once I got it, it was but I honestly, I just didn't know what was going on. I was just watching, and then I saw something blinking in the corner. I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's A. Wait. So but I did want to I wanted to bring that up, because one of the things that I immediately wanted to give kudos for was obviously the animation is a big part of the game, but each one of those choices, if you succeed or if you miss, has a different animation sequence to it. It's not a huge change to like the actual fight, right? But it's enough to like make you want to actually like not miss any. Like, I want to see what happens and how well you can do. But yeah, like I was blown away by that, because I actually after I played through the entire thing and I got my initial results, I went back and I purposely missed some, and it does change the flow a bit. So
Michael, do you have your episode 1 pulled up? I'm curious.
I do. Yeah, I do.
What was your success rate against Toxic? I want to compare.
Episode 1?
Yeah.
Oh. I had
You have it pulled up too.
I had an 89%.
My success rate with Toxic was 94%.
Dang. Okay,
and
I got 94.
I performed 50% better than most players.
What?
Yeah.
I got a 94 and I did 40% better.
Nope, I got it
Something
right
is
here.
off here.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Maybe you were like 93.5 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. It rounded up.
It
for me.
rounds up, rounds down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the way, let's talk about the character design there. Because I was shocked that I had a green dick in my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we should say. Don't buy this game for your children, probably.
Let's go ahead and pause there because I was not expecting that. So
yeah, that was a shock. It set the tone for the story.
The acid melts off his clothes. It's like makes sense, right?
Yeah. And I guess he was very proud of that too because he called it perfect more than once. But yeah, so
speaking of,
so I guess we should explain, like, do we want to go in kind of to the story a little bit or of who Toxic is?
So okay, we're scattered here. We're all excited. So Toxic is one of the first villains that you encounter, and he's kind of like a minion for I just said his name, Shroud, who's the main bad guy. And you start off with kind of like an interrogation. You don't really know who he is. He's kind of like a Mexican gangbanger, and you move on as Mecha Man, and he comes up again, reveals his power, which is toxicity, which burns his clothes and leaves him naked. So you're fighting a naked supervillain, essentially.
Yeah,
and
he's like a toxic. Gosh, what is his name from Fantastic Four? Johnny Storm. You know, like his whole body becomes Human Torch. Yeah, becomes all green and stuff. Yeah, and fly around.
He's also a real ass. Like I didn't really like his attitude much.
Yeah.
So I took every opportunity to punt him and kick him around and all that.
So did you pull him back up? Did you guys pull him back up?
Oh no, I dropped his ass. I dropped his ass. 100%. I dropped his ass. I was really disappointed there was a mattress underneath, but I dropped his ass.
Yeah, I never saw that. I pulled him up.
I let him drop too.
You guys are ruthless.
Like I had no mercy for him. No sympathy, no nothing. I was ready.
That's the other thing I should say. We were talking about our wives earlier. Me and Bethany played through this like in tandem, so all of our between all of the decisions, we at least had a say in it.
Yeah.
She'd pick some, I'd pick some, she'd pick something, and I'd be like, I think I'm going to do this, and vice versa. So it was a team effort.
Yeah. How did
I did the clicking and quick time events though, so any of the faults there was me. But yeah,
did she like it?
Yeah, she liked it. She was itching to play the next one like anytime we could. And I don't know if I said it on here already, but we played like the last 4, and like we were going in to play like 2 episodes in one night, and then it's like sitting there at like 10 o'clock, and we're like, we could play the next one, and then the end of that one came up, and I was like, well, we can't stop now. There's only one more. So we ended up playing till like after 12 that night.
Yeah, happened to me.
It has that effect. It has that effect. So, but yeah, so episode 1, you essentially go through, you're trying to find Shroud, who killed your father. You meet the villains, you get your ass kicked, excuse my French, and you're then found by
lose your suit. You know, the suit that's been in the family for ages, basically through like 3 generations. It gets blown up by the big bad evil guy, and you're left a normal man.
Yep, no powers. But your reputation kind of saves you. You are found by Blonde Blazer. And you were offered the dispatch job. So
and if you chose to accept it, you were offered a kiss. I didn't accept it, but
you didn't accept it.
You could have given her a little smoochy smooch on that billboard.
Jacob,
I did.
You did? You did?
I did. I know you did, Michael.
I did, and apparently Snoop did too. So yeah. See,
I'm just a classy guy. No
see, but that's the thing. All right. So I read the room. So, okay. All right, Jacob, I don't know who you chose, right? But one of the biggest decisions here is obviously a romantic interest. I read the room wrong. Okay. And immediately after I read the room wrong and it happened, I was like, okay, well, I guess, professional. Okay, whatever. But because of this, I did not really like Blonde Blazer afterwards because I was like, you are, no.
See, the kind of funny thing about that is me and Bethany, we didn't accept the kiss. And then she was kind of vibing us the whole time. So
see, maybe that's the difference because afterwards I was like, nah, I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies with you. So, Jacob, your thoughts?
No, I mean, I tried to kiss her, obviously, and
obviously,
yeah. See, I'm the same way as you, Michael. For a long time, I was like, okay, maybe it's professional, but then you start getting hints, and it's like, I don't know. And yeah, I guess when we get to the final decisions,
yeah,
I'll
we can talk
spoil
about
my.
that.
You want to talk about hints, but no one drops a hints like Vizzy. Okay, there's
dropping hints.
She's telling you straight up what it is, but yeah, so you get that opportunity. It's quite clear that you have like these miniature choices that really affect the gameplay throughout each episode. That being one of them, because it kind of sets the dynamic for the rest of the episodes, and you're introduced into later decisions that might conflict, like any good branching narrative. What were your guys' thoughts on Flambe? Flambe.
Dude, I hated him.
Yeah, did you?
Threw water at him.
A grade A.
I was so happy when he knocked his teeth out. Sorry.
A grade A asshole. I threw alcohol on him because I was like fire and alcohol, but
yeah, Jacob. Go ahead.
He was kind of an asshole at the beginning, and he's an asshole in the middle, and he's an asshole at the end. But he becomes like
our asshole.
He becomes a lovable asshole by the end of it.
Yeah, I for all the hate that you just mentioned, Jake, I'm surprised you didn't throw alcohol on him. I definitely threw alcohol on him.
I was thinking like water would put out the fire. Like it's worse to throw water at him.
Yeah, I called his bluff. He's like, I can't get burned. I'm like, really? And I burned off his eyebrows. I did not knock his teeth out though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, he lost a tooth because of us. On my playthrough.
Yeah, I didn't get that far because shortly after I found out that he was actually on the squad, he became one of my strongest guys.
Yeah.
So I actually treated him a little better. So
see, I actually held that first encounter against him, and I did not use him that much.
Yeah,
we started off thinking kind of the same way as Jacob, where we were like, "Oh, do we like this guy enough to give him all the shots?" And then it like, as you're going through it, you're like, if you want to get a good score on these dispatching things, you're like, I got to use these guys whether I like them really or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the second episode picks up. We got our dispatching job.
Yeah.
Just regular button-up T-shirt behind a desk. Yeah. And then you meet the probably like one of the best characters in the game.
You talking about Maui?
No, that one too, but his name's Royd, but I was talking about Chase.
I love Chase,
dude.
But
Chase
I also
is awesome.
love Royd.
No, that's Maui. That's 100% Maui. That's Maui. Yeah. No, I fist bumped him in the bathroom. Like yeah, 100%. Nice watch.
You also meet Phenomenon, which is a good character.
Say it again.
Yeah. Phenomenon, I think.
Yeah.
You meet the supervillains episode 1, you meet all the superheroes episode 2. Chase, fantastic guy, loved him. I definitely love you meet Invisigal, which again is one of your other, I guess, major choices there. Meet Royd, you meet who else do you meet? You meet all really all the other heroes, not in person, but you get to meet your dispatch team.
Yeah.
You're introduced to the office setting, which has a lot of like wacky character, like the cat that walks around, like the giant.
Dude, that was the cat was the goat. Like
The cat was the goat.
The cat was the goat.
You know, you're in a funny office setting.
Yeah. All these guys that were either still heroes in support roles or sidekicks, or just individuals that are just very kind of Looney Tune-ish type deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we mentioned that. I want to know what you guys thought about Phenomenon. That guy.
He's got
Obviously-
the like what Superman, Omni-Man, like that vibe of guy. He's an alien that came to Earth, and he's the strongest anything in our world. And he's kind of a douchebag too, honestly.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to be a human, so I don't know if it's his fault. He's like the most alien like of that that kind of character type.
Yeah.
All the other ones like end up being like very human throughout their like story, and then he's just like, I don't know what you guys do. What's a toilet?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
That's not far off either. I don't know if that was an actual quote or not, but that's not far off from what he would say.
Which would make sense because you find out later on down the road that he doesn't have a normal penis either. So
yeah.
I missed that. I obviously did not get that far with him. So
yeah, he's got alien stuff going on down there.
it doesn't connect with Blonde Blazer.
Gotcha. Okay, that okay. You know what?
Yeah, because when you first meet him, Blonde Blazer, one of the potential love interests, and Phenomenon are together.
Yeah, you find out,
but it's very clear they're troubled. You know, they have a troubled relationship.
Yeah, and and this is one of the choices. When I saw that, right, and then like later on, like you find out that they broke up at that dinner that you were invited to. You have to choose whether you go or not, right? I thought, oh, well, she broke up with her however term boyfriend because of what happened at the billboard, right? Having a weird penis is actually a better excuse than what I initially thought. So I feel kind of bad now for reading that room wrong.
So did any of you go to the or did you all skip it?
No, I skipped it.
And I didn't ask her.
I skipped it too.
I didn't ask her out either. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
the vibes were gone immediately for me.
After the billboard scene, like everything was off for me. I was like, nah, I don't want to know. I'm good. You know,
I didn't
I didn't ask her out.
I didn't like take her completely off the table. Like I did some casual workplace flirting with both love interests the entire way through, and then some not so casual workplace other things later down the road.
Yeah. I wanted, I guess on Snoop, I don't know what his choice were for this, but his kind of breakdown was in a story with really redemption, stability, and a whole bunch of other aspects. Blonde Blazer is definitely the safer approach.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you look back at it, she's definitely a fun kind of character that has her own strengths and whatnot. And chances are that if you do a replay, if you chose Busy first, you would go back to Blonde Blazer to see how it breaks down. Because it does have that character development, the character growth. And like I said, like I read a whole bunch of stuff wrong. But it's definitely kind of one of those things where it's like, do you want, stability? Do you want kind of like the little bit of organized chaos, that type of stuff? So, but I mean, overall, I just kind of let Blonde Blazer do her thing type deal. She was more of a boss and coworker to me than anything else.
And then
I wish I followed that path.
At the
you wish you followed what path?
The path of letting her be the boss and coworker.
Okay. Well, so tell us about it, Jacob. Go ahead.
Well, just because I like you get I kept getting mixed signals, right? And I'm thinking I keep getting mixed up. Like, what would the character? What do I feel like the character would go for? And what would, like, if I was in this position, what would I go for? And I kept getting stuck in between Invisigal and Blonde Blazer. And I'll just spoil it. I ended up with neither of them. So because I couldn't make up my mind, I was like, and we'll get into the stuff, but there's decisions you have to make down the road where it's like, oh man, I don't want to get burnt on this decision, so I make the wrong decision, and it just screwed me over. Yes, so I ended up with nobody. But no, I wish that I had stuck with one. I feel like was the way to do it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, went in one direction and stuck with it. The beauty of this game, though, and one of the things that I'll give kudos to the writers is that they made it to where, at least for me, I didn't have to choose between, okay, what would the character go for and what would I go for? Because it kind of felt like I was,
Felt
the
like
main
you were
character.
Robert.
Exactly. So, I just it was just kind of like an easy playthrough for me.
And then like
So,
other kudos to them is like, obviously there's all these different branches and stuff like that, but I felt like my choices, I like sat down and watched a TV show, and my choices were the way the writers wrote the story.
yeah.
It was hard to think of it. It was hard to think about someone else out there playing, making a different decision and seeing like a somewhat different like TV episode than I did.
Yeah. But then other people would be able to play and have the same feeling with
Yeah.
different choices.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How'd you guys
one of
feel
the-
about the actual dispatching since you got a little taste of it in the
dude,
early on?
I rocked it, dude. I was so good at that. It wasn't even funny.
I thought it was fine. This is the only game I've ever played where I wanted more story than I wanted gameplay. The dispatching, it was fun. It was fine.
I had a lot of fun doing it. Me and Bethany were not the best at it. I think our best overall performance was like a 50%, better than 50% of people who played. And then like our first, like the episode 2 where you get your first little taste of it, we only did 10% better than like everybody else. It took us a few shifts to like really realize what those yellow words meant and like which stat I needed to boost.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, here's another part of this dispatching that I think like intentionally screws you up. There's like certain like choices that you have to make, and the big one that I'll just mention it. You basically have to cut one person based off their performances, like a
Yeah.
performance review. Your monster inking top scare, basically top hero, and then you have to choose between. You think Invisigal, but you're like, man, I don't want to get rid of Invisigal. She could be my lady love. And then luckily story beats, you end up only having to choose between getting rid of Sonar or Coop, which were two really cool superheroes. I had a real tough time deciding who.
You also get a few kind of, I don't know if it was same for everybody, but you get a few like options to make your decision final. Like I had, you were told that you had to cut. You find out who was at the bottom. Blonde Blazer asked me twice.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So like the first time I was like, I don't want to talk about it, and the second time I made my decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, that choice right there. What did you guys do?
It's like it's a real big choice. Like we were saying, I'd like to go back and see if me choosing the other person makes a huge difference.
No.
And what happens because I picked Coop when I decided to cut Coop because first of all, I really like Sonar. He's kind of a pretty cool character. But I also felt like she was more of a villain. She was still more of a villain than he was at that time. She felt like half hero, kind of like kind of just like upset to be there, just doing it so she's not in jail type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I cut her, which by the end of it, I'll just go ahead and like do a mini spoiler of the end. She kind of like rocks your world at that. If you picked her, she's like, there's a whole section where you're just having to fight her in the dispatch mode. And she wrecked me a couple times on that.
Interesting.
So who'd you pick, Michael?
So I went the opposite direction. I and 38% of players cut Sonar. And I will say I have a few reasonings for it. One, I liked Sonar's character. I really did, right? But during the dispatch, the fact that he randomly transforms into a monster, right, did not do me any favors. So,
See, that
because
was
I
like
had,
that
yeah,
was like half the reason I wanted to keep him, because it's like I get to play him as an intelligence guy and a combat guy. It's like, what are you
yeah.
Yeah.
talking
I
about?
had flambe, punch up, and coop as combat, right? I didn't really have a need for another combat guy. I was really hoping that he could stay intelligence, and then like he just every time you use him, he flips,
Yeah.
and it just didn't do me any favors. So I had to kind of build some of the other characters, kind of fill a role, and that was reason number one. Reason number two is I kind of fell for the Coop kind of sob story, because when you announced that you're cutting someone, one of the things that she says under her breath is, "I really need this job," right? And
Yeah,
I was like, man, I've been in that position before. I'm gonna be a good boss, right? So
yeah.
I definitely, gave her some slack there, and then I cut Sonar, and then immediately into episode 3, when he reacts the way he reacts, I knew that he was gonna be a good villain. And I was like, man, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. You
I'm
know?
excited to see it, because she doesn't really come up until the end. I don't know if that's the same way with Sonar.
Yeah,
That final thing. She
yeah, they
was
kind of disappear.
she was she really knocks it out of the park. But that decision, going back to what I said about these decisions like affecting your dispatching,
Yeah,
that next round of dispatching was so goddamn hard. Everybody on your team hated you,
yep,
especially Punch Up, who was like one of my top dogs, and we did so bad on that round,
yeah,
because we'd send like someone out and then they just like not go. They just like, I'm not going to that. I'm not doing that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
so many
it's funny, Mike.
times. There's so many times where that kind of stuff happened.
yeah,
Yeah. It's funny because Michael, I also picked Sonar, but I picked him purely because I wanted Punch Up and Coop were close.
hmm
I like Punch Up a lot, so I felt like if I got rid of Coop, Punch Up wouldn't like me anymore, and I didn't care as much about the other girl. I don't even remember her name.
Malevolent or something like that.
Malevola.
Something like that. Yeah,
Malevola.
I was
Yeah.
like, whatever, dude. And even though I wanted to keep Sonar because Sonar is moist critical, but I was like, whatever. I'll just cut him because I'd rather Punch Up like me than this other girl like me.
Yeah.
And
Man.
yeah, so it's just funny how you had the same decisions but different reasonings behind it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful setup. It's a beautiful game. So so it's funny you mentioned, Higgins, that you sucked on that shift, right?
Like
Because
right after.
that was my best performance.
So that's episode 4 is when
Episode
happened.
3 is when you cut episode 3 is when you cut Sonar.
No, so I'm talking about the one that happens right after you cut.
Okay.
And I think that happens in episode 4, like the top of episode 4.
Okay.
And so
I'll have to
you're not only like down a team member, but no one wants to listen to you.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
And then
I'll
also,
have to look at the stats for that one. Go ahead. Yeah.
like I said, I was doing it with my wife, and
Playing the game, I hope.
yeah, and we had like slightly differing opinions at first on how we wanted to like adjust our stats. She
Mhm.
was very much in the faction of like, I think we should round the players out. That way we have like, we can fit everything like with any character. And I was
Mhm.
like, I'm trying to make like a triangle with like all of
Yeah.
these people, give them
Yeah.
like three stats that they're good at, and then like make them fit that side, and then have the other person fit this other semicircle.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, when we started to actually like kind of do good, was like a mixture of the two. We didn't have anybody with a stat that was like 1 or even 2 by the end of it. But then we had like people with 6s. But I wonder if I go back and play it where I do like straight up one way or the other, how each would have played out.
What was your strategy, Jacob?
Yeah, I was very much like a like you said, a triangle. Like I most sometimes it would be even be like one full like Gollum, straight into like defense or whatever, and then maybe a little of attack. Because my thought process is there's most of the time there's enough time for the hero to get to the event and get back and refresh before if you need to send them out, if you time it right, you can send them out just in time.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus, like get really high stats on certain people so that I can um know who to send to certain events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person that I rounded up was the addition to the team after Sonar, which we'll get into that choice in a minute.
Yeah, that's the next episode. So
Yeah, so I did not focus on the stats. I actually focused on the powers, right? And my two favorite powers were Gollum's power and God, what is Nicki Minaj's character?
Prism.
Prism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Prism's character, she clones.
Surprisingly, I liked her a
Yeah.
lot.
So Prism was my highest used hero because instead of sending a full squad, I could send her with one person and then she'd clone that one person.
Yeah. I didn't use her as much, but Gollum was my road dog. I could send Gollum like with nobody else on like any call, especially on that like final battle. There'd be like a thing, and we'd be like, we'll just send Gollum. It's like there'd be 3 or 4 different like empty spots next to him, like 2 or 3 empty spots next to him.
Yeah.
And he'd like fill up the entire circle, like if you
So
just sent him.
You definitely build Gollum the correct way because I kind of struggled a little bit at the very end with him. He kept getting injured.
See, that's where the rounding it out kind of helped because we had defense, but then we had like a triangle with like defense, combat, and mobility. And then I was basically only missing this little sliver of charisma and intelligence that he couldn't like quite reach.
Yeah. So I chose one stat for each person, and then I just focused on the use of powers to combine them. And I would purposely wait until the very last second of the little events to send somebody out.
You have to.
So, yeah. So
that being said, we straight up just missed calls sometimes. So that's probably why we didn't do that great half the time.
Yeah.
By the way, Gollum is Young Gravy, which I was really surprised about because I think he did a good job voice acting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
I hit his ass with a chair so hard too. It was
Me too. I hit him with a chair.
I didn't hit him with I sent him out of the conference room. I think that was the same decision. Like when you're in
the same decision.
Yeah, I put him in timeout. I was only like one of like 24% of the people or whatever that did that. And then I think Blonde Blazer came in and she was like, "Why is Gollum out in the hallway?" And I was like, he's been a bad boy.
See, Gollum just felt like a character that you have to hit with a chair to get some respect from him.
He can take it.
He actually like ended up like kind of being ride or die for me after that.
Yeah.
I kind of you give him the hard speech because that was like the coolest part about that episode when you're giving the speech about like being a phoenix rising from the ashes and stuff like that.
See, okay,
and telling what they are, and I called them burnt shit. So, and I was like, I don't know if this is the right decision, but it sounds really funny to call them burnt shit. And he came up with the most like eloquent way to say that. So mixing it with like a phoenix and they're like, you're burnt shit. And I'm looking at my page right now. That's the other one decision underneath it is when you're talking to Invisigal and I said fate is bullshit.
Yeah.
And like both of those felt like the same vibe.
Yeah. I definitely went the high road with my speech. And I'm honestly, I wasn't really a big fan of the speech, but it is what it is. I get the whole metaphor with the Phoenix program and the naming and all that stuff. It just kind of felt a little forced, like I was kind of going for, like, I know he's Mecha Man, but I wasn't really going for a Mecha Man vibe, and it gave me the Mecha Man vibe,
I swear, like I called him like a burnt piece of shit, and then they almost liked me more after that. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. So who did you guys add after you?
Well,
got
hold
rid
on.
of
Let's not say
Sonar?
that. Blonde Blazer breaks up with her boy Phenomenon, and he gets
dude,
real
So
depressed.
dude. I let him be so depressed. I did no sympathy.
He's walking down the street like at a snail's pace, and the cars are like honking this behind
On
him,
the
and
highway.
and they're trying to get around him, and he's just like, nope, no. And
Which
he's just
I loved for like the Superman, like adjacent character.
yeah.
Them becoming so depressed and stuff. It was just such a good, because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a crappy, overpowered character. I honestly thought he was gonna be the bad guy at one point. No, the direction they took him, I ended up loving the character.
He's such a sad sack.
Yeah,
I was the opposite. As soon as he went depressed, I'm like, okay, well, you're practically useless. So
that's where it like that's where it comes up where he's got a weird penis, apparently. Because they're like talking about it before she says like you can pick Phenomenon or my personal boy, Waterboy.
Waterboy.
Yeah.
y'all picked Waterboy.
Hell yeah, pick
That's
Waterboy.
crazy, dude.
Yo, dude, he's a blank sheet of paper. I built him up like
we
a
made
tank,
him. We made him real good too. He ended up
dude,
being
he
like
was great.
Wow.
Yeah,
because like I don't know how it worked because he came in with like no stats. His best stat was a 2 in like a couple things.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how Michael built him, but I basically made him a square going down into charisma and mobility. Because our mobility was like, those were our 2 like weakest points. And you'd stick him on a team and just add in that little bit of extra. You do him and one of the regular heroes and then like him. And then they go in and then they'd wipe the floor with the mission. And then you get another stat boost. And with him being so low, he was getting like experience so much faster than the other
I used him as
members.
a sidekick 100% of the time for the first couple of shifts, and it built him up so quickly to the point where he was almost like my golem. Like I could just send him out by himself for like minor items or like with one other person, and that'd be enough. You know?
Like cat in a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Waterboy though, he's got it rough, dude.
Yeah.
No, nobody thinks he's worth a damn.
Dude, that first shift with him,
he's basically not. He's like his only power is that he throws up water.
But that first shift when everyone was talking shit on him, I kind of felt really bad. I was like, guys, come on.
And he's like stuttering and stuff.
Yeah, I wish I had an open mic. I'm like, guys, be nice.
So did you guys not do the date with Blonde Blazer?
I did not.
No, I didn't do that.
There's a really funny scene with him because they're at the office really late on like a date, and she basically reveals her like other self during this date.
Oh, you did that.
I
did the date with Invisigal at the movie theater.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah, that was such a hard decision, but yeah. So during that date, at the end of it, they have Waterboy, and he's like throwing up on all the windows and cleaning them, but he's not cleaning them right. It was just such a funny scene because I didn't pick him. I picked Phenomenon as my hero, which also you guys didn't get. Phenomenon has like a different like play style. If you lose a call with Phenomenon, he becomes depressed.
Yeah, you like normally that's how it happened because you get him at the end. I don't know if Waterboy joins your team at the tail end of the story.
But yeah.
So the same thing happened with us, but we got Phenomenon to like round out our party.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And his depression really kicked my ass. Like,
well,
I was just like, what are you doing?
It ended up not hurting me that much because by that point, like, he's so strong. And like, if I added one more person to him, I'd send Phenomenon and Waterboy. And then all of a sudden I'm covering like 80% of the circle.
Yeah.
And it's like, he never ended up being depressed, which would have sucked. Cause like you were saying, a 45-second rest time versus like everybody's normal, like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It screwed me over a couple of times.
Well, I didn't know about the depression thing. And
I didn't know that was going to happen either.
I sent him out against Sonar at the very end. And I don't know what it was. It was one of the missions. I guess I must have like misread or something. And he lost. And I was like, what do you mean you lost? Like you have your stats are like maxed out. Like, what are you doing? And then he got depressed for 2 turns. I was like, yeah. So I ended up not using him that much.
Well, what's do The reason I didn't pick Phenomenon was more story reasons, because I was like, I went on the date with Invisigal, but I was leaving Blonde Blazer in my back pocket just in case Invisigal didn't work out, because I was a little worried, because technically in the HR ethics workplace, Invisigal
God.
was my subordinate, and I was
I
Blonde
guess
Blazer's
that's
subordinate.
true. I guess that's
And
true.
also she was a reformed villain, so I was like, is this gonna work out? And I'll go ahead. We're about 2/3 of the way through the episode. I'll spoil my love interest breakdown. Me and Bethany also didn't end up with anybody.
What?
But the reason for that, I'll save the Invisigal reason towards the end. But something happens with Invisigal, and because of that reason, I'm like, I don't really want to like date Blonde Blazer. You get Blonde Blazer at the end, she's normal style,
Mhm.
and you're sitting on the car having a beer, and like that little back pocket thing, she was still all about the business. I could have taken things further, and I was like, no. Invisigal was my ride or die. And then I told her, and then I was just like, we can just be friends, and we clink beer bottles. And then I found out that meant we weren't going to get anybody.
Wow.
But I could have.
Some men drown while other men die of thirst. I had no choice. I didn't get any of them.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give Snoop a shout out here for his answer. So he says that in order to actually, like, if you went with Vizzy, right, basically, which I did, right? I went with Vizzy. I went ride or die with Vizzy, like she went ride or die with me, right? But you have to let go of like the past regrets on both sides, right? Because otherwise it becomes very, very difficult to achieve that, right?
Yeah, you kind of gotta fuck up the workplace to
yeah, basically you
get
have
with
to
her.
So you basically have to get
And
rid
I
of
wasn't
that.
willing to do that.
It's harder to do, not impossible if you don't, right? But that's why it's so easy to mess up the romance aspect of this game, right? I'll go ahead and let you know that I did get the best ending on the first run. I did get with Invisigirl at the end. And then she stayed a superhero.
Well, I got with Invisigal in the middle, if that matters for anything.
Well, technically
wink,
speaking,
nod, nod.
and this is the next episode. Technically speaking, nobody did because it was a dream.
I'm pretty sure I got down in like episode like 5 or 6.
It was a dream.
I think there was something after that I kind of like did. I can't remember now, but I was pretty sure. Yeah, I did that.
I think there was a small kiss, but if you're
talking
about,
I got a couple of
the
bases.
most,
See, but that kiss came out to bite me in the ass because I'm pretty sure Blonde Blazer finds out about it. And I was like, fuck, why would they tell her, dude? Man, I was pissed off.
See, for me, it didn't really impact because Invisigirl at the beginning found out about the kiss with Blonde Blazer, so now they're just kind of like, okay, I guess we're even, you know?
The problem was with Invisigal is I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with her. But then she starts getting sketchy, and I'm like, I actually don't know what her, like, where her allegiances lie. Yeah, what her motivations are.
That's
and
the problem.
Like, I don't want to get burnt, so I don't know anymore, and it just screwed me over entirely.
That's the problem. You just you got to dive in, man. You got to ride or die. It's not what it seems. You know, when Maui came and said, nah, to keep her tied up, I was like, nah, man, you can't tie her up.
I did let her go.
Yeah.
While we're talking about, saucy stuff, did you guys warn Blonde Blazer about her nip slip when she was trying on that dress?
That's such a minor choice, but yes, I did. So,
because
again, guys, this is a game.
That's where the
game
game's
for adults.
Still not a game for kids. Like we said at the start of episode, I think 5,
4, 5, something like that.
Yeah, at the start of episode 5, she has like a sex dream about him and like just nudity everywhere.
Yeah, pretty saucy. By the way, on that note, that is probably, and this is a real stat, you can look it up. It is the most replayed portion of the game.
I'm sure. I listen to this Australian video game podcast, and like they like to mention a lot of the time, games put parts like that in games for guys to jerk off. It's like those video games are made to be jerk off to. At least that's what that guy says.
I want to know who that guy is.
His name's
I play video games to play games. Like,
no, he's saying like, there's like that part of a like, Tomb Raider's triangle boobs.
Yeah.
Naked lady in the
if
start of the episode.
Boobs, if triangle boobs do it for you, I mean, who am I to judge? But
I mean, back in like the early 90s when that was the best you got,
Yeah. I will say, like, this is not like a mature game by any means. It's an action game. It's a real like narrative driven story. It just has those saucy bits in it. But I mean, sex sells. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it has romantic aspects. I mean, this isn't high school.
I gotta remember.
Blew my mind.
Did you rewatch it, Jacob?
I've watched like 10, 1,200 times.
And check.
What's
It's like the one hand. What's that game called? It starts with a B, but you have the one-handed mode. Bayonetta or Blade.
Bayonetta.
What is that? Bayonetta. Yeah, you have the one-handed game mode. Because sex sells.
Yeah.
Sex sells. What's I'm just gonna run. We're kind of doing the story.
Yeah,
I'm gonna speed through the back half.
That's fine because
the main points, and then get into the final episode.
After episode 5 or 6, it's kind of just downhill from
just
there. So
nonstop thrill ride. So episode 5, you're running through. I can't remember if this is you're working on your Mecha Man suit. That's the whole kind of back half. You're trying to figure out the Astropulse. Your dad was the whatever it's called, engineer, basically the Tony Stark senior, and you never became Tony Stark Jr. And
that's a good metaphor.
And so you're working on that with Royd, who's not only a ginormous man, but like really goddamn smart. And that's important down the line. We'll skip over that for now. I can't remember, does the stuff with Chase happen in episode 5 or 6?
I think it's episode 6.
So I won't talk about that yet. So at the end of things, you're getting like, all these people are like, have you told him who you are? Have you told him who you are? Have you told him who you are? And you're like, finally, like, confronted with the opportunity. You end up getting in a bar fight with your buddies, which was, I'll say, the coolest scene in the entire, besides the final fight, the coolest scene in the entire like game for me. Like they're going from like random like day-to-day life things. You'll be like picking up your toothbrush, and you'll do like the little quick time event, and then all of a sudden you're like ripping an alien's eye out in like a bar fight and stuff. Basically, you get in a bar fight with a bunch of like red ring members.
It's called I think it's Red Ring or Red Circle, something like that. But
you're in the villain bar, basically
the sardine or something like that.
And you're in a bar fight, and that's where like you really mesh with your team, where they finally like really feel like yours. Did you guys decide to tell them that you're a Mecha Man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I assume so, because 80% of the people that played it did. And Flambe
it's just the right time.
It was just the right time. Flambe obviously got mad, because that was also a cool old side bit. Apparently, you were the one that took him down and sent him to prison. So he has reasons to be upset with you, besides the fact that you burnt off his eyebrows or broke his tooth.
Or knocked his teeth out.
Yeah. But that was like the kind of cool thing. Like, you become good buddies with Gollum along the way, and he like everybody else on the team is like ride or die for you when he like goes to attack you.
Yeah.
And then what was also good about that is like I think the next episode, Flambe comes back and says, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I just got a little heated. We're cool again."
See, okay, and I'm gonna stop you right there. That is probably the one portion of this story where I had kind of like a, this is plot armor, basically, is what it is.
No, I think I genuinely felt like he's a little bit of a hothead. He got a little angry, and then he realized that, the back and forth, like he realized that Robert, had like the best intentions out for him, and you came forward. You were a man about it. You could have not said anything, and he would have no reason to come at you.
Yeah.
I guess I felt like in that instance I just felt like the dialogue was just kind of it left me lacking. Like I was like, well, wait, that's it? Like there's no, like you're just gonna punch me once a month and that's reconciliation for everything that I've done to you?
That
You
wasn't
know?
reconciliation. That was just like his way of saying like, I'm still gonna be a little bit of a dick, but we're cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of chalked it up to like, okay, well, he's not a villain anymore. You know,
Yeah.
you did your job with the program, and this is results, right? But I was still kind of like, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably still be pissed, you know.
Yeah.
As this
But,
was, I think this episode, besides the last episode, this was my best performance on the dispatching, and I still only did better than 50% of the people.
And I gotta tell you, you did best on this one, and this was my worst performance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, me too. I did 10%.
yeah,
I did like great. I don't know specifically. I can't be sure like what all happened. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we just got a good click on that one.
yeah. Episode 6 is probably the start of everything that going downhill.
Yeah, it's the final showdown, the big bamboozle.
Invisigirl sets the dominoes off by, you know, kind of disobeying orders and going after the astral pulse. And then you find out the twists and the turns and all this other stuff, and you find out who Shroud is. And
this was the episode where I had to ruin my relationship with Invisigal over. Not even the fact that she might have like her backstory. We'll go ahead and talk about it. She was in the first episode when you're fighting the big bad. She was doing invisible stuff. She's a member of the Red Shroud. In order to pay off her implant, basically her cyberpunk part.
She has asthma, and the implant was supposed to like help her lung capacity or something like that.
Right, because her power is she can only be invisible as long as she can hold her breath.
Yeah.
And for someone who has asthma, that's a bad power.
Yeah.
So
but that's where it comes down to it. Not any of that fact, not any of that other thing, but like you're talking over with your team. You're like, here's where they're hanging out. This is their big hideout. We're gonna plan it out. At least that's what we said in our decision. Like in one of our little picks, me and B decided it's like, okay, we're gonna wait and plan this out. Maybe do it the next day. And then she goes and tries to fuck around and find out and almost dies.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Chase comes in, which we haven't even really explained his deal yet. He's a speedster. And they're doing a lot of cool things with speedsters and a lot of this new stuff, like the boys with the speedster having heart issues. And him, every time he didn't realize it at first, but as he kept using his speedster powers, he would use it for rent. Like you'd see the flashback where he just like pop into the grocery store. Yeah, into the grocery store and grab something. And then he slowly starts to find out it's like rapidly aging him.
Every time he uses
it.
Yeah, he ages twice as fast or something like that.
And so he's an old man, but he's what, like 3 or 4 years older than your character. He was like he was like your big brother character. But now he looks like a 70, 80-year-old man to your like 30 to 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
And the dog loves him.
Yeah, dude.
We forgot about
you know
the
what?
dog.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned Beef.
Let me tell you, all right? I love dogs. I love dogs so much. I did not like Beef.
You didn't like Beef?
I did not like Beef. From the moment I saw him, I know this guy is gonna get him killed. He can't even breathe properly. Like I was. So I mean, he was cute, but like I was just like, I know where he's gonna get us killed, you know.
But yeah, jump right back in. Chase basically has one more use of his powers, and he'll die. So he hasn't done speedster stuff in forever. But Invisigal ends up getting taken out by the Red Ring,
by the Shroud.
Yeah, by the Shroud stuff, and you're like, you see the gleam in Chase's eye, and then all of a sudden he just blinks out of the room or whatever,
saves her,
and then and immediately starts to like fall out.
Yeah, and then as soon as you get him in, he's in recovery. That's when the villain stuff starts.
Yeah, he's
then,
looking real rough.
Yeah,
and at least in my playthrough, it was kind of like a payoff for Chase. Chase has had it out for Invisigirl like the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally, when they're discussing getting the astral pulse, he kind of finally cracks and just lets her have it. And then they have a short moment where they talk, and then he ends up giving his life to save her.
Yeah. It's like what's it called? The hard on you, like uncle or something like that to her, basically.
Yeah.
Tough love, the tough love uncle.
Yeah.
And then that's
episode. Go ahead.
Her doing that, her going in by herself, basically like what I thought was like blowing our chances of like getting these bad guys and like at all, at least for a while. I couldn't trust her on the team. I couldn't trust her on the team anymore. And I knew when it showed up, you could keep her or cut her or like cover for her. As like I knew that if I cut her, we probably weren't gonna get together.
Yeah.
But then like I looked at the room. Invisigal's not there, in air quotes. She's always in the room when you don't see her. But I saw the team and they're talking, and like if the majority of the team had said we don't care, we'd like to keep Invisigal because she's like a member of our family, I'd be like, sure thing, yeah, we'll keep her. But like 75% of the room was like, I think she should be cut, and the other two are like, I could really care less if she's here or not.
See, and that's difference right there. The moment Gollum stood up for her, I was like, no, okay, she's staying.
Dude, I was keeping her no matter what.
Yeah.
I went against the whole team.
You went against her too and still didn't get with her?
Yes, I tried. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I refused to cut her from the team, and I still didn't get with her.
That's the crazy part, because my reason was because like I kind of just like cut the ties, and then I don't know, you're talking to her in the locker room and she's like, that was another time you see her boobs again when she shows you her little asthma thing.
Yeah,
and then we kind of actually messed up. We probably could have like saved the relationship a little bit, but there was like one of the three choices, and we ran out of time because me and Bethany couldn't choose between like the two on the left, or like the left and the top. And then the time ran out and it picked the one on the right that we were like, that's the one we would have never picked in a million years. And we basically said like, I don't even know how I feel about you. And I was like, oh, okay. I screw those chances up, game.
Yeah. No, I definitely, kept her on the team. I stuck with her. When she told us about the Mecha Man thing, about how she basically blew up the suit in the episode 1, I was like, you know what? That doesn't matter. Like, whatever. Because at that point, like, I hadn't watched that far ahead, because I thought that when the photon pulse failed, that was the end of the suit. Right. So I was under the impression like it doesn't matter anymore. Like Mecha Man's not coming back. Like I'm a dispatcher,
Yeah.
And then you find out.
Then I find out. But even so, I found out and I still stuck with her. I was like, nah, Vizzy's probably doing it for some reason. I got the shit beat out of me for, and I spit on my face, but it is what it is.
Well, we made the decision to cut her, and then he's like all sad sack and like getting drunk at a bar, like at one of the bars in the, I think it might be at the Sardine or something. Like
the Sardine, yeah.
It might be there, and like the bartender's giving us a lot of shit, talking about what's it and who's it, about what happened at the wherever she like busted into, and I just like smashed a glass into his face, and then I end up talking to like an unmasked Shroud in the bar, which I didn't realize at the time. And I was like, that was wild.
That was a crazy reveal.
Yeah,
is what it was. Yeah.
And then you find out that then you find out all the stuff about her being kind of a part of his squad.
Yeah. And I think really to a point, she had always been part of the squad. She's just it was a question of whether, she could trust you at the very end, whether she stuck with the red circle, red ring, whatever it's called, or whether she stuck with the dispatching group,
See, that's now we're getting the final episode stuff. I'll just go ahead and like kind of tell where mine went. I did the thing where you toss them both of the astral pulses after the best like quick time event fight, like in the whole game. You're clicking, you're clicking, you're sliding, like all of the people are just meshing together perfectly. And then I toss him the fake and the real astral pulse and decide like make him make the decision.
Yeah.
And that ends up like frying his brain. And then you get the opportunity to kill him or save him. And then we were like, okay, well, I don't know what to do here. And that's where we like lost Invisigal to the dark side. We basically turned her into the villain of the Dispatch 2. She killed him in our thing.
Yeah,
she stabbed him in the throat.
Nope. Yeah, no. I let him live.
See, but that's where it's like she's in like the perfect middle ground as far as me and Jacobs go. She's not a member of the team, and she's also not a member of the red ring shroud crew.
Yeah.
Which felt good, but not great.
It's one of those things where it's like,
I'm glad she's not.
I'm not going to kill you, but I can't. I'm not going to stop someone else from killing you.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get the chance to. I did tell Chase I was going to kill him, like in like 3 episodes earlier.
See, I had told Chase I didn't know, and then when it came down to it, it was one of those things where like, and I honestly I felt a lot of hate for him by the end of the game, but when he was like, please, right, like go ahead and kill me, I was like, nah, dude, like you can't just beg for it. Like I'm not gonna give you what you want. And it ended up like it really gave me like the All Might versus All for One, right? Where like All Might really hates that guy, but just still let him live and go to jail. And I was just like, man, I really just picked All Might on this one. Like I like beat the crap out of him, and I still let him live. And I was just like, it was one of those things where I made the decision, and I was really disappointed with myself because I really wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
So
I wish I killed him.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad he's dead, but
he didn't die in mine, and Invisigirl didn't kill him. She took a bullet for me instead. I don't know if she took a bullet for y'all, but
no, she stabbed him in the chest and then ran off with his mask. She like straight up, at least according to my playthrough, she could like literally star as the villain in the next season of this air quote show.
Interesting.
She's basically the new Shroud in my playthrough.
She took a bullet for me, and then I beat the crap out of Shroud, and that was it. And then cut to end scene, episode 8.
And this is where like partying in the parking lot.
Yeah, and this is where you really have to. You have a lot of follow-up decisions, but this is where you really determine your ending.
Yeah.
Right. So the first question I have for y'all is: did y'all let either Coop or Sonar back in the team?
Yeah, I gave her a brewski. I let her back.
Me too.
Because she helps in the final fight. It was hard not to.
Yeah.
She put her life on the line to help us beat the big bad, and she had some cool powers.
I don't think Sonar did this. I think we had like a really big fight with Sonar, and then
I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, we had a real big fight with Sonar, and like the dispatch part of episode 8. Like that was leading up to it.
I'm talking about like the actual quick time events with Shroud. Sonar comes and interrupts the fight, and Blonde Blazer and Robert Mecha Man have to fight Sonar before they return to Shroud.
Yeah.
Oh well. No, I think. Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah, we did that with her, but then after that, she used her like feathers to help us beat him in the end.
Yeah, I don't think Sonar does the same. I still let him back in though.
Same.
I think her powers lend to like helping from afar a little better because she can shoot those like another My Hero character, whatever his face is, Falcon guy. Yeah, Hawkeye. or something like that.
Right. Yeah, something like
Hawkman.
that.
Hawk, I think is just named
Yeah,
Hawk.
just Hawk. But yeah, same sort of vibe. She shoots her feathers out and helped us with the final fight.
Yeah.
Hawks.
Hawks. There we go.
And then I mean, me and Jacob are kind of trendsetters.
Yes.
Like
That's okay.
I mean, it just like the count. Do you see the number of fingers on my hand right now?
Go for it.
That's how many percent players didn't fall for anybody, Michael. 5%.
We got the it's complicated.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait. You said you didn't fall for anybody?
Yeah.
I said you fell for both Invisigal and Blonde Blazer, but it's complicated.
Yes.
So I have 8.
Yes.
I'm the top 8%.
I
Or 8% of
me and
players.
55% of players fell for Invisigirl, kissed Invisigirl on the stretcher. And that was it. And Snoop actually, I don't know if it's like parallel to it, but he says that Invisigirl stayed a hero for him and he kissed Blonde Blazer at the end on the car. So I think Snoop and
He
I
might have gotten the best ending.
yeah, Snoop and I got the better endings. Y'all set trends on the negative scale, but that's fine.
5%, man. I'm
That's pretty good.
I'm in my own echelon of people.
So what
There's
is it
like
saying? What kind of hero are you?
Mine was an everyman. Your Robert always kept everyone guessing what I'll say or do next.
I got a true hero. Your Robert always tried to do the right thing at the right time.
I got an expert tactician. Your Robert excelled when it came to combat and hacking.
You're just good at the dispatching part, I guess.
Dude, I rocked that shit. That was on top of it.
That was an aspect we didn't even talk about. You get little hacking mini games. Like that's how Robert helps the team throughout dispatching.
Yeah.
I failed.
Yeah, hated those.
I failed so many in the late game.
Dude, I rocked them. Like even the hard ones. I was just like, oh, whatever.
To me, they weren't ever too hard. It's just I didn't like them. It's like if you ever played Spider-Man on the PlayStation,
Yeah.
Though they have the same type of hacking mini games, and I just always hate those.
So I gotta admit something. So the hacking ones that don't have a timer, right?
Yeah.
I would purposely, again, I would wait for all the other events to go like to the last couple of seconds, and I click on the hacking event, and the hacking event obviously stops the time on the outside world. I would use that hacking event to plot out what I was gonna do next.
Okay.
And so I would finish the hacking event and immediately just go ding, 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 finish, So
yeah, we didn't think about that hard. We just clicked the one we clicked the emergency that had the least amount of time on it. And then, yeah, I was just an everyman. My strongest hero was Flambe. That dude he was so good by the end.
It almost made me feel bad for being an asshole to him. But
if you didn't fail with him, he is basically like an unstoppable like partnership.
Yeah.
If you put him with somebody else, you'd fill the circle, no problem. Oh, also, we talked about it earlier. Phenomenon and or Waterboy comes back to help you in the final fight, which was really helpful, honestly.
For me, Waterboy was so ass. Like because
he was like a 2 in 1.
Oh yeah,
you didn't build him up.
You didn't build him up. Phenomenon was already strong, so we got.
I'm like, dude,
we got him good.
That's the reason why I chose Waterboy, because I figured that if you chose whatever his name is, you wouldn't have as much wiggle room to build him up. He's already built, right? So
but he's Phenomenon.
Yeah, Jacob probably made him a full circle.
He was super strong. I don't remember
Blonde Blazer helps too.
Using him that much. Yeah, Blonde Blazer helps. That was good. So, by the way, Chase gets Blonde Blazer's pendant.
Yeah, so it was a temporary fix to keep him from dying.
Yeah, kept alive, and then
I forgot he didn't die.
And then she's normal style on the car.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's this brown-haired girl? And then I like...
Oh, yeah, because you guys didn't meet her when she was brown-haired before.
Yeah. Wait, you did?
Yeah, way back his date.
During the date. She's like, shows her normal self.
Yeah. No, that was a complete surprise.
You know what? Blonde Blazer's awesome, dude.
I might have picked her if I had gone with that.
Yeah. No, I definitely did not see it coming until the very end.
Wait, so if you went on a date with Blonde Blazer, I guess you you didn't have the Invisigal sex dream then to start off, right?
I did get that. I did get
Okay.
that.
It's automatic and the
Okay.
transition from one episode to
Yeah.
the next. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I got that. That's what kind of made me. I was like, oh, maybe Invisigal isn't that bad.
Yeah, that's what did it. No,
But no.
my most successful hero, my strongest hero, right? But just looking at him was Flambe. I had maxed out almost his entire attack, right? And then I even gave him some vitality. I gave him a lot of mobility. Like he was it, right? But my most successful hero was by far Prism.
Same.
Wait,
Yeah,
most
Prism. My
successful.
strongest was Coop.
My most successful was Punch Up. Nailed it.
I loved Punch Up.
Well, that was the part coming back to Toxic's naked PP.
Yo,
You
dude,
Punch Up punched him in the
Yeah.
wiener.
dude, like 17 times.
Yeah.
But Punch Up did the cocking of the arms,
Yeah.
right? That one
Yeah.
that what's his name? God,
Henry Cavill.
Henry
Yeah.
Cavill did in Tom
Mission
Cruise's
Impossible.
movie. There we go. Thank you. Words, names,
Rogue Protocol or something like that.
something like that. It's the last one that they did, but he just did the and then just went to town, man. It was great.
It was good times.
So, yeah, but to be fair, I mean, he's half the man, double the strength,
Oh yeah.
right? So like his eye level was, Toxic's.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Toxic tried to interrupt, and he's like, "No, you know what? I got the perfect guy for you."
But I guess we kind of covered everything, and obviously
did.
we probably didn't cover everything because there's probably a lot of choices
Dude, there's so many
we-
choices like
that we didn't get to. But it was kind of nice. Like you gave us Snoop's, I gave mine, you gave yours, and Jacob gave his. We literally all had a different ending.
Yeah. And we're going to look back at this. We're going to listen to this episode, and it's not going to do the game any justice because there are so many choices in this game. And I don't know if all of them equate to a different ending or all of them add up to 1 of 5 or whatever the case may be. But it was done so beautifully that like it makes me want to play the game over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I haven't completed my second playthrough, but I am playing it differently, as opposed to something like Skyrim, where like I play like a different build and somehow end up like a stealth ranger at some point.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every single time, But like, it makes me want to go back and pick something different, like seeing everybody else's results and reasonings and all that stuff. And I've been toying around with a few, like just the game development. And I've been toying around with like, seeing that, what triggers what and all the animations and all that stuff. And I was telling you guys before we started, like I was really amazed because the animation alone makes this game it's a huge scope. So for them, a non AAA studio to actually do this in collaboration with, some pretty, I guess, well known, groups like, Critical Role. I mean, I was shocked.
Yeah, the animation was great.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then like we talked about like a lot of story beats in this episode. And if you made it this far and you haven't played the game and you haven't decided, definitely pick it up because we didn't talk about any of like the jokes, the cries, the tears, any of the like the good stuff, the heartwarming stuff. All that's kind of slipped through the cracks in our conversation. There's still like 8 or like 7.5 hours of stuff that we didn't talk about just now that you'll get to enjoy.
I'm having some technical difficulties. My mic just fell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So give me 1 minute, guys. No, I was just saying, God, you know what? Give me a minute. Let me fix this.
We'll carry on. Yeah, no, I mean, and even with the like even with them being a small studio, it just blows my mind. Like it sets such a high standard for other, like if this is a like an indie or AA studio that produced this, like
What kind
AAA
of
studios should be doing
stuff?
stuff like this.
It does kind of make me excited for copycat games because I
Yeah.
have a hard time believing, or I mean, honestly, this studio probably could like pump out like a fantasy story, a sci-fi story,
Yeah.
I'd
It'd be
probably
awesome.
buy it every time.
Yeah, because it kind of goes almost down that like the boys path, but not quite to that like extreme level where it's like the superheroes are more realistic and it's a little more like, you know, they're not the perfect heroes you see in like
Yeah.
DC and Marvel.
It's like
But
Invincible and Suicide Squad mixed together,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. I love a superhero story, but the characters are great.
This one
And
felt different. It's somehow
yeah, this was good.
easier to love a villain than it is to love a superhero in a story.
That's true. I'm big on my villains in my stories. Um, all right, so we're I think we're all in agreement that this is a great game. This
That's
is a good review,
it's
right?
the best thing we've covered so far.
But I have to make sure because on the last episode, I thought we were all on the same page, and I ended up giving like a great review, and then you guys met me at 3s, and I was really disappointed.
No, Michael, this is like a Titanic or a top rated film, The Godfather.
Okay,
All of
so
the things.
so let's go ahead and establish that our ratings are all the same. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Let's hope. Okay, because I gave
I sure hope so.
5s.
Yeah, five's
Yes?
all
Oh
around.
no, I was
Okay.
giving it a 1.
What'd you say, Jacob?
I said a 5. I said a 5.
Yeah. No, so 5 out of 5 for me. I
Five's all
thoroughly
around.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
I had 2 drinks here, and I guess only technically 2 drinks there. I opened a beer in there, so like I'm gonna count that.
I'm gonna be honest. I was not able to keep up. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
on number 1, but I'm still gonna give it a 5.
yeah, that's
You
fine.
know. God, this
Yeah.
damn
Yeah, I
mic.
drank four total drinks, but it's like 4 out of 4 drinks. So
Yeah,
it's a 5.
No, good. I'm glad because
Really enjoyed
I have
myself.
like I had nightmares after the last episode. I was like, man, I'm gonna say something, and you guys are gonna come back and be like, oh no, this game was terrible or something like
Yeah.
that.
And I'll come right out and say it. I'm gonna forgo interrupting you this time. I noticed that we're pretty deep into an episode right now.
It is what it is. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we can skip that now if we want, because unless you want to do unless you want to talk about stuff that we've been reading recently, since
Joe,
this is
let's
technically
switch it up. Yeah,
the opposite. I don't know what we would call that.
Readings is squares.
I
don't
can't. I did
know.
I did it one time. I did like there was one episode a while back where we like watched something and I said something like
I
reading's
don't
not for
know.
squares or something like that. I can't remember now, but
We'll say something like that. I'll try to edit it in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the other instance was like Higgins' house or something like that. But we can bring that in
well, that
later
was
if you
something
want.
different. I think we
Yeah.
watched. I can't even remember.
Okay. Well, have you guys been reading anything?
Yeah, I actually have
Go
been
for it.
reading something. Second shout out for Andy this episode. He let me borrow a couple of books. They're a little little novellas, part of a 2-part series so far. The Monk and the Robot series. It's called a Psalm
Okay.
for the Wild Built. It's about it's the coziest book ever. It's after kind of like robots happen and like the people like they go away from the world where robots are and kind of move off into like a normal like fantasy style village like world where they're all like working together. There's still technology, but like they're gardening and like doing stuff like that. And they have monks to certain like random gods. And you follow this monk character and they decide to change their path in life from being like a gardening monk into this like being a tea monk. And so they're going around in their little cart making tea because they weren't fulfilled in their life before their other position. And they go around and do this for like a couple years and realize still not quite fulfilled. So they abandon their path completely and venture off into the woods to like go figure out what life was like before the big change. And he they run into a robot. And that's about as far as I've gotten so far. They're walking through the woods. They're talking about like life before, and the robot's got a very like Betamax from Big Hero 6 energy to it, kind of goofy. And that's where the title comes from. It's a wild built robot. So all of these automatons that were in factories, like building machines that were artificial intelligence and whatnot, eventually like parts wear down and wear out. But the intelligence of them, they take the working parts and build them into a new working robot.
Mhm.
And then the way the robots pick their names is like the first thing they see when their lights come back on. And so the robot character that you're hanging out with, his name is Mosscap, based off of like a mushroom that he saw. And he tells you
Okay.
about like two foxes and stuff like that. But right now it's just a cozy jaunt through the woods. They're trying to find this little temple up in the mountains, and the robot's helping out the monk. It's just a
That
fun,
does sound
easygoing
cozy.
story.
It sounds nice.
Yeah.
And it's like 150 pages. Both of them are about 140 something.
Okay.
Nice.
Fun little read.
Yeah. And what was the name of it again? Monk and the Robot?
But it's the Monk and Robot. That's the series. The one I'm reading right now is called A Psalm for the Wild Built.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that. I'll try my best to include it in the description link, but
Yeah,
we're also running really close.
He's gonna forget.
I can
that
shoot.
too.
I can shoot it over on Discord.
Yeah, go for it. So, Jacob, how about you? Did you read anything on your cruise?
Yeah, I did. I've actually been reading a book about mushrooms, a nonfiction book. So I
about
won't
to
bore
say.
you with the details.
A little mycology.
But yeah, a little mycology. Kind of the stuff that we've learned about them and all the things we don't know about them, and it's just an interesting little book.
If I had a nerd button, I'd press it. Nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the
You're a
other.
nerd.
There's the
I am a
other thing I
nerd.
was reading. Jacob recommended a book a couple episodes ago. How to survive camping. Like Man with No Shadow. I've read like a good like 100 to 150 pages of that, but Andy let me borrow these books, so I'm gonna crank those out and then jump back to that one because that's spectacular book too.
Nice.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Double recommend.
It's a fun. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a fun little
scary cryptid
little
book.
read. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Michael? You read anything?
Yeah, what haven't I been reading?
Nerd.
So stop. Yeah,
So
so
antagonistic.
I've been reading a few things, mostly because it's the end of the month, and end of February usually means that we have the annual release package coming out for the studio. So I've been reading through the manuscripts that are coming out, mostly poetry, but there is a sci-fi called Axum, which is pretty dope. Check it out. But on my spare time, Jacob, during our last run to Books A Million, I picked up Poetry of Ran, right? And I just started it, but it's basically a D&D story told from the perspective of a bard. So you have your main character who's actually doing the heroic stuff, and the story is being told by the bard of like the story, like her going on the adventures with him, basically like God, what's his name from Witcher, the show?
Henry Cavill,
No, the other guy,
the new one,
bard.
Hemsworth, Luke Hemsworth.
No, the bard,
Luke.
Luke.
Oh, I didn't watch the show. I only know who the Witchers are.
Yeah, no. First off, it's Liam. Not that I care, because Henry was, which is and always will be Witcher. Not for this. But no, the bard. I think in the book his name is Dandelion, but in the show he's called something different.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of like that, where he follows him around and writes songs about him, but it's basically poetry of the main hero.
Yeah.
It's a manga, but it's actually really cool. It has some really cool action scenes, a lot of great dialogue in it. I just started it, but I mean, so far it's capturing. But other than that, I've just been busy with my studio stuff. So
yeah, I've just been playing games, watching shows. Playing games, watching shows. I'm just I do kind of just want to say what I've been watching, because New Scrubs came out, and New Scrubs is good. I don't know if you guys are Scrubs guys, but they rebooted it, and it has the same magic guys. And then I also dipped into Overwatch for the first time last night.
Nice.
Okay.
having a fun time. Me and some of the guys were playing it. I'm terrible, but it was fun.
Well, since we talked about shows, you got to watch 9 to 7 Kingdoms if you haven't already.
I heard that it sounds really good.
It's very
I've
good.
been meaning to watch it, but I kind of have trauma from House of the Dragon, so you know.
Season 1, it's worth the watch.
It's
Okay.
only 6 episodes too, I think. So
Yeah, 6 episodes, 30 minutes. They
only
they
30
did it
minutes. Okay,
good. Mm-hmm.
easy
Okay.
It's gonna
peasy.
leave you wanting more.
I'll
Yeah.
check it out then. Yeah, I've been stuck. Aside from what I've been reading, been stuck watching different animes, rewatching some old stuff. I rewatched Solo Leveling. I rewatched My Hero Academia.
I
I've
guess
been
he just
rewatching.
I
a
guess
lot
he
Did you
of
just
see
stuff.
the ending?
I guess he just doesn't sleep.
Well,
I
it's
know.
it's because like I do it at night when I'm supposed to be sleeping. So like when I'm done working on my studio stuff, I just put it on and watch it until I trail off to sleep. I know
Yeah.
what happens. But and I haven't finished My Hero Academia. I just restarted watching it.
Oh, okay.
I have
It's
not.
really
dude.
good.
We gotta
Yeah.
talk about it when you finish it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll save it for next episode.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is, I have like this development class that I'm doing like a game for, which is coming along great. But in my spare time, or when I'm in the class where like I don't really need to, I probably shouldn't be saying that. You know what? I've been playing Arc Raiders, so yeah, so I've been playing Arc Raiders too, and it's an interesting game. It's fun, but it's repetitive, and then you also have a few assholes in there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
Excuse
that.
my
I heard
French,
that new
guys.
marathon. Andy told me that new marathon game has Arc Raider vibes, and it's made by Bungie. So
Okay, check that
Marathon.
out. Marathon.
All right.
yeah, it's Bungie's new game after Destiny. It's on like
Which-
it's free. It's like they're doing a server slam this weekend, so it's free right now.
Okay.
Okay.
They're testing their
I'm
servers.
gonna try it.
R.I.P. Destiny.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Yeah, I was such a fan at Destiny 1, and then they just killed it. Destiny 2.
I don't know, my buddy Reese, he loves it. He played the shit out of Destiny 2. But
Yeah.
I guess tell him what we're planning on doing next month, so we can hop into reading and or watching our next thing or playing our next thing.
Sorry, I was
I already
looking
know
up
what it is.
Marathon. Yeah, I was looking up Marathon. Okay, yeah, so first off, guys, thank you guys for listening to us
Oh, yeah.
rant on Dispatch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Hopefully you stuck around this long.
Yeah, hopefully you stuck around this long, because this is one of our longer episodes, if not our longest episode as Novel Spirits. But I mean, it is an exciting topic, exciting game. We all thoroughly enjoyed it, clearly.
Hopefully we did. Hopefully we did it justice.
Yeah. And then we probably should have said this at the beginning, but if you didn't want spoilers, you probably shouldn't listen to this.
I think at this
Yeah, spoiler alert.
I think at this point everybody knows we just talk about all.
I
of it.
hope everybody knows that.
Unless this is their first
we
episode.
Yeah. The rule is that the topic at hand we can spoil, but everything else,
Yeah.
readings for squares, we don't. So, but anyway, so we hope you enjoyed it. As far as next episode goes, if I'm not mistaken, that is our second battle of our genres.
That's what
right?
I thought. I just
Yeah.
wasn't 100%
So
sure.
it is our second battle of the genres. I do not have my list up right now, and I'm still clinging on to my mic so it doesn't fall over at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to announce in the description what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and decide privately. It's not going to be magical realism because we've already done it. But we'll announce it at the next episode.
You gonna mark that off the list and make the 12 a roll again.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll it again. I'll go ahead and put what the next episode is going to be in the description, and I'll make some announcements on social media for those that are following.
And so because of that last minute vote, you're the judge this time. Is that what we decided?
Yes, I think so. So thank you, Bethany,
Ooh.
for saving me from this one. Yeah, so I think I am the judge on this one.
I don't know if
So
it's saving you if you're gonna do it like I did, where I read both of the things that you guys did, but
you know what? That's true. Oh man.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Bethany.
No, we'll figure it out. But I'll go ahead and make my announcements on social media for everyone that's following. And then you guys can stand by. But other than that, I think we have successfully reviewed Dispatch and we have a plan of attack. And we've talked enough, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
My voice is starting to go again.
You
So
can
I'm
find
sleepy.
you can find me on Instagram at jsturm93, and
hell
that's
yeah.
and on the site that Michael's gonna say in just a second.
Hell yeah.
Send us
Jacob?
emails, give us reviews.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at KenEchoJS, and that's about it.
All right. And as always, guys, whether you are just strictly listening to the podcast or you are following the studio, you can find me or Higgins or Jacob at 0-0-8studios.com. Feel free to email us, message us. Just a quick note, if you were the individual that was messing with my chat bot and asked for the recipe for pancakes, I will gladly send that to you if you send me an email. The chat box is probably not the best way to reach out to us, but anyway, kudos to you for trying. Anyway,
if you happen to already play Dispatch, send us your ending and tell us why you liked it. Love to hear about it.
Like, subscribe, and comment your ending.
We'll even say it out loud.
Comment your thoughts on everything that we discussed. Tell us why you think our choices suck, and then we'll give you a shout out on the next episode. All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.